Welcome back to my channel. I am your favorite mother of three, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is taking you back to 2017, okay? So in one of my last videos, I had to do a light dragging because something that people do often is have me effed up, okay? Like, effed up. So I had to do a light drag, you know, no big deal. And so I want to take you guys back to December 6th of 2017 because this was actually the first time that I had to politely gather somebody by their non-existent edges. So on December 6th, I got a text message from that witch that said, sorry for my daughter acting out on social media. I have dealt with it. Hope you're doing well, lots of TLC. She's really disappointed and took it personal not getting to meet Say ASAP. 9 months is a long wait. LOL. Sorry, her hormones got the best of her. XOXO, take care. Now, what we're gonna see in these messages is a narcissist telling on themselves. Keep in mind that the first thing that she said was that her child's hormones got the best of her. Okay, that's what she is doing at first, okay? The blame is on the child. So I said to her, you need to take her phone and not give it back. I was beyond shocked when I heard about it, and even more heated when her brother messaged her and she was laughing and trying to argue with him, talking even more shit. I am 25. She is 14, and a bunch of crazy little girls were ready to whoop her ass to defend me because they already do not like her. They sent me videos of them beating up other little girls and asked me if I wanted them to handle his sister too. And just to pause, this is 2017. There's no bad blood between me and the little sister. That is all. I love her dearly. And this is a squashed beef. So then I said, I had no issue with you coming to Ottawa. I was confused as to why you and your son were getting into it last night. But you have to understand, this is the very last week him and I will just be us. We want peace and quiet. My mom won't even be over that week. We'll be going on dates, spending quality time before Salem gets here. It's nothing to do with you not being welcome here. It's just too much going on, and I'm trying to induce my labor on the 31st, which means lots of sex, LOL. So unless you plan to stay in a hotel for that week, it's a no-go. So even here, I'm pretty much saying you can come and stay in a hotel. You just can't stay at my house. Okay, not a big deal. Do what you need to do. I said, I told your son, I'm actually putting his name here, I'm not saying your son, that as soon as I go into labor, you're okay to come, but I'm already emotional and irritated and in discomfort. I don't want anyone in my space that last week of my pregnancy to add to that. All three of you together always turns into bickering and arguments, and it's too much for me to deal with when I'm this pregnant. I need you to understand that. It's not a case of you not being allowed to come here. We didn't say you're never allowed to come here, LOL. But how the conversation went between you two yesterday is exactly the kind of energy I don't want in my last week of pregnancy. We just want some serenity. We love you very much and are happy you want to participate so much in Salem's life. I told you I wanted you to come and help with the nursery, so I don't know why you would think you weren't welcome here. You're overly dramatic, LMAO. And I cannot deal. As soon as she's on her way, you can pop up. And who knows, she might come before then because I'm 37 weeks next Tuesday, which is full term. We just want some serenity. So then she said, I actually didn't take it in when I was responding to it in real time in 2017. So she responds to me and she's like, my opinion, and puts in quotation marks, yes, she was wrong. If this ain't no gaslight, I don't know what it is. She said, yes, she was wrong. It ain't a quote, ma'am. The girl was wrong. Okay, wrong on so many counts, so many levels. Like, what do you mean, yes, she was wrong? She was playing in my face and I didn't even catch on. Anyway, don't think keeping her from Salem shouldn't be her punishment. OMG, emoji. That's exactly why she was acting out. She thought that's what you were doing. She's 14, made a mistake. My whole family has used and kept children from me as punishment. I wonder the frig why, ma'am. I think that's horrible. I'll leave this part of the text out because she's talking about issues that the child had. She's going through a lot in high school. Please don't do that to her. Please. OMG. Salem's birth is a celebration, not a punishment for my daughter. This is just me trying to hold people accountable. So I said that she should have thought about that before she went online for no damn reason to talk shit about me. I wasn't even the one having the conversation with you, and she said nothing about her brother, just my bro's baby mama. That's not cool, and she's going to learn her lesson. She'll never do that again, that's for sure. Everything we do in life has consequences, and we don't get to decide which consequences go with which actions. I don't want her around me or our child until I'm ready to have her in my home again. He told her earlier she isn't welcome here, and she was still laughing about it until you got involved. She is constantly doing shit she isn't supposed to and not getting in trouble for it. I'm so sorry that it's come down to this. I'm sorry that the same thing that happened to you in regards to people keeping their children away from you is what's happening to your daughter. But if I don't do this, her lesson won't be learned. She can see her after 3 months. My issue is that she always lands herself in problems via the internet and she's yet to learn. Like, what will it take? Well, she got the right one this time. I can't beat her ass up since I'm old AF, but I can control the situation. So then the mother again replies to me. She acted out because she seen me heartbroken. I cried so bad yesterday. So typical narcissist fashion, woe is me. I'm a victim. I was crying, blah, 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 blah. Wasn't expected to not be able to be there. She seen me upset. She was defending me. You would if it was your mother too. You know you would. Trying to tell me what I would and wouldn't do. Ma'am, no. Put yourself in her shoes. OMG, I came home bawling. My whole thing was, girl, why did you come home bawling? What happened? I was not privy to the information about why she's coming home bawling. There was no reason for her to have been coming home bawling. Manipulation. Yes, I'll take my punishment too. OMG, won't be a part of you doing that to her. I think that's so wrong. 3 months, can't get that back. Your choice. Seriously, enough already. She did it for me. That was her reason. You can't do that to us. Baby, I was sat there blinking with my bang gang, okay? So I said to her, at that point, I'm like, that's your choice. You are welcome to come. You're literally making excuses for her. No one ever once said you could not come here, so I don't know why you would be crying. See, I call her out on her foolishness right there. You guys overreacted for nothing, and now look. That's like me going on Facebook last night or even today and posting a status about you or her because I was upset. I'm not doing anything to anyone. She did it to herself. If any one of my sisters did this foolishness, I would do the exact same thing to them. She did not get me pregnant. I'm not keeping my child from her brother. That is wrong. I agree. But you're not going to disrespect me and expect me to say, ha ha, it's cool, you get a pass because you're his sister. It could be my own mother. If she posted anything about me, I would cut her off. You do not do that. This is exactly why she doesn't learn her lesson, because you take up for her even when you know she's wrong. If I say, yeah, sure, come on over, come stay, meet the baby, stay a week, what has she learned? My blood was boiling today. It took everything out of me to not say anything and to not have those little girls beat her up. Literally everything I had in me. I am allowed to be upset, and I'm allowed to not have her in my space. If you want to meet your grandchild, you are more than welcome to. But until she learns some boundaries, respect, and loyalty, she has no business in my home. So then she replies to me again, and she's like, Chucky did say we couldn't come until a week after she was born. I cried and said to my daughter, so this is when she's about to tell on herself. I cried and said to my daughter last night that I felt like you hated me and didn't want me around Salem. She also said that I said that she has bad energy and bad juju and something is going to go wrong with the baby when I'm giving birth. Ain't nobody said nothing like that. Nobody said anything like that, okay? And I'm like, when I was told this, I was like, she said, I said, what? I did say that they have bad energy. I didn't say anything was going to go wrong when I'm giving birth. I never said that. But I did definitely say there's bad energy, and that's when the three of them get together and get to bickering and hollering and hooping and all this stuff in my house. That's what I said, which was facts. But I never said that has bad energy and she's evil and she's going to come and something's going to go wrong when I'm giving birth. That's asinine, okay? But anyway, So she was like, when I held your nephew last week, you commented, you're letting that crazy woman hold your child? You said on social media you wouldn't put me out if I was on fire. I posted a meme because the woman was rude and wicked to me. Okay? She was so wicked. Every time I would come around, she was not pleasant or nice. She would call me people. She wasn't nice to me. So, yeah, in 13, I posted a meme. However, I didn't make the meme, okay? I didn't make the damn meme. I just posted it. Or reposted it, sorry. So she was saying she was being loyal to me. Don't make this about her. It's about me. It always was. You said in my living room that when my son went to Ottawa, he was never coming back. The man had been shot and stabbed in Toronto. You want him to come back? Like, I'm confused. I was so confused. Anyway, keep in mind, this woman is a woman that gave the child up. So he already not coming back. So why would she be over here about what I said in her damn living room as if I'm chaining the man to a bed, holding him hostage, like he's not allowed to go to his mother's house if he wants to go to his mother's house? Like, this was just crazy behavior. I refuse to ever let anything you say cause me to grudge you, because I accept and love who my son is because of you. But I think it's heartless to do that to his sister. And then she puts her family last name, have punished her because of me, and now you want to too. Guess the problem is me. I'll accept that. It's sincerely not my daughter's fault. So I said to her, and you take things too damn seriously. Like, are you okay? I call everyone crazy. I was joking. Like, why the heck would you hold on to something like that? Like, literally, we're at my baby shower and my sister had a newborn and I said that. But like, at that time I wasn't being serious. I guess it was really just foreshadowing, because I really didn't know that she was like a lunatic. I really didn't know. I said, why the heck would you hold on to something like that? That's so weird. And Chucky is never going back to Toronto. We love Ottawa. Why would we backtrack? You need to take things with a grain of salt. And we visited Toronto many times since that was said, because I don't even recall saying that, which tells me it was a long time ago. You really need to learn to let go of things. That's the problem. You hold on to things that aren't even relevant or important and bring them up at times like these, making things bigger than they are. Like, why would you tell your daughter that you feel like I hated you? That's pure effing insanity. If I hated you, you would know. Trust me. Point and case about 2-3 videos ago. Like 2-3 videos ago. And actually, that's not even hate. That's just reacting to bull. Okay? That's not even hate. That's reacting to bull. Okay? That is holding you accountable. That is calling you out on your ish. I don't hate nobody. I don't have the capacity for it. That's not my body. Okay? Anyway, like I said, I would make it very clear to you, again with this damn earring backing. Why would I want you to help us with the nursery if I hated you? Like, be logical here. I said, I hate that you can't process situations properly, but I definitely do not hate you. I don't even hate your daughter. I'm just disgusted by her reoccurring behavior, and I'm putting my foot down. And she should be posting a public video apology to me and my child on her Snapchat, because the disrespect was public. So I asked for a public apology. You know what the mama did? Mama then disappeared. Okay, she didn't respond to that text message, because once I'm asking for a public apology, since the disrespect was very public, okay, the threats were very public, okay, shout out to Lil Sis, once again, love her down, talk to her all the time, love her down. This is when she was a child. We have forgiven her. We have moved on past this. This is like very old tea. The fact of the matter is, I decided to reassess the situation because of everything that's happened recently where this witch is concerned. When I told her that I want a public apology, she disappeared for a total of 19 days. She went ghost, baby. She ghosted me after I said I want a public apology. She stonewalled. Went disappearing for 19 days. This conversation was happening on the 6th of December, 2017. She didn't come back till Christmas damn day. Christmas Day? That's when we popping up? Christmas Day? Gagged me. So she texts me and she's like, Merry Christmas, thoughts and best wishes at Christmas and always. So I said, I don't celebrate, but Merry Christmas, hope all is well. XO, Christmas tree emoji, heart emoji, okay? That's me. The next day, hope you're doing well, lots of rest, and good TLC. Found the perfect blanket fit for a princess today. That was a good blanket. That was a good blanket. Blanket was cute. After this conversation happened, obviously fast forward, I have the baby about a week after this went down. The day after I gave birth, I got a text message from the mom again. So on the 8th, she texts me. And again, is trying to, I don't know, save face. So she says, hope you're well rested. Congratulations, she's perfect. The picture Chucky sent of both of you is beautiful. My daughter was so concerned about you all day yesterday. She was so happy for you when it was all over. She does love you too. So she's trying to take up now and make up for the daughter. Because at the end of the day, what a narcissist parent knows is when they're being toxic. People that are toxic know that they're being toxic. They just don't care. So she knew when she told the child, and that's what everybody needs to keep in mind here. She manipulated the child because what she did was she's boohoo sobbing, and instead of going to damn therapy, she went to a 14-year-old and told a 14-year-old lies, essentially, but she pretty much knew what her daughter would do. So she sent out her flying monkey at that time, which was her child, to belittle me, threaten me, call me out, which was on some bull. Because nothing that she had told her daughter was factual. So at the time, I didn't process it like that until I get to the truth, because I didn't know that she had gone to her daughter at the time and told her child that she thinks that I hate her and that I said this and the third, things that never came out of this mouth. Okay? So she knew what her daughter would do with the information potentially. That's why they do things like this. But I'm a firm believer in you don't talk to children about grown folk business, period. Okay, I don't give a damn what you thought, I said, didn't say. I don't give a damn what it is. You don't do that, okay? And it doesn't matter if the kid is 4 or 14. You just don't do it. Once I processed it properly, I was able to see, well, it's not the child's fault, but at the end of the day, the child still knew better. She knew she shouldn't have been going up there on the Snapchat and threatening me. That's crazy. And then when she's confronted about it, she was still acting crazy. I actually live for this story because me and the daughter, we talk about this all the time. We talk about the situation all the time, and like she's so aware of herself, and that's what I love for her. I love that she has grown up into being such a decent human being despite the odds being stacked against her. I love that for her because at the end of the day, it all goes back to the root. She would not have had this information to go onto the internet with if her mother didn't use her as a damn therapy session. Period. Because it was pointless. And the other thing too is that I never had a conversation with the mom, right? I only had a conversation with, at the time, my partner. So I wasn't in the room when they were talking. So I don't really know what conversation was had. All I know is that the brother did not catch a stray when I was getting dragged on Snapchat. I was getting dragged on Snapchat. Brother didn't catch no stray. It was all me. I'm the problem. I'm the Wicked Witch of the West, okay? And that was what it was. And I'm like, now why am I in it? Like, why am I in it? All I said was I wanted peace and quiet. I even said you could stay at a damn hotel. I said you could stay at a hotel. What's going on? You know what I mean? So it was just really like something I just didn't deserve. I just didn't deserve that. But my oh my, how the tables turn. I said to her, LOL, what picture? I didn't even see it. I looked atrocious all day, LOL. My hair was a mess before, during, and after delivery. We don't leave the hospital until tomorrow, but thanks for checking in. Heart emoji. I'm just doing skin to skin now with her, and she just finished feeding. And she looks like you. It's actually hilarious. Proof! Oh, proof, girl. I thought the baby looked like the grandmama is the baby, okay? That's what I thought. And I didn't have no qualms about it. I thought it was funny. Like, what the hell? This conversation right here is really why I thought it was crazy when I started hearing from more than one person that this lady was over here saying that I favor my other children because the baby looked like the grandmama. Like, I give a damn how the baby look. Like, what? Like, what? This, to me, these messages really just speak to my character and who I've been over the years. Not that it even matters at this point. But what happened the other day was so low and just nasty and not even disappointing, because I don't have expectations from anybody, okay? I don't expect nothing from nobody, so I can't be disappointed. But what happened the other day was so crazy because I have been dealing with so much stuff like that situation from the beginning of time. Before I even had kids, this lady was stirring up mess where my kids are concerned. And it's funny because it's such a full circle moment, because I was pregnant with Say at that time and that drama was happening. Now at the end of the marriage, relationship, whatever, there's more drama and Salem's name is getting used and dropped on CAS calls. Craziness. So it gets even more crazy because after that situation happened and then things simmered, the 3 months probation was up and it was time for a visit. However, God works in mysterious ways, girl. So pretty much what happened was, on this visit in particular, I actually think this is way after. However, a bone got brought to me because right before they arrived, tea was spilled all over my lap. And I said, excuse me, what? So the tea happened to be that Miss Mama's was over in Toronto spilling her guts to my family members and thinking it's not going to get back to me, because she knew somebody that was mutual, right? My cousin, and her child and my cousin's child were friends, really close friends. And so I guess she thought my cousin was more of a friend to her than a cousin to me. So my cousin didn't spill the tea to me. She actually spilled it to her own mom. But then her mom told me. And I was like, she said, what? What happened? So my aunt ends up telling me all this stuff that only could come from this woman. And she's accusing me of all kinds, taking her child from her. I'm sorry. Taking her child from her. He was supposed to appear, and this was all news to me. Okay, I had no idea about any of this. Apparently, allegedly, he was supposed to help her pay her rent at her place, and I snatched him up and made him move away and all these things. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know any of this, like, craziness. So she's over there in Toronto telling all these lies about me, and she couldn't pay for her place because I took her child and all these things. And I'm like, so I'm gagging. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I'm hearing all this stuff and I'm like, no, you're joking, right? Oh, and also on top of that, I wouldn't let her see the baby, and I'm keeping the baby away from her and all these things. And I've been doing this from time, because then she tells her about the whole moving thing. And I'm like, she said, what? And who's not letting her see the baby? I said she could see the baby. I'm so confused. So then I get hot. And this is literally while they're on their way to my house that I'm finding this out. So I get hot. And I'm cussing and telling Chucky, like, is she serious? What is this? Like, what is this? You know? And so by the time that they got there, it was just a catastrophe. And I cussed her clean out, and they couldn't even stay. Okay? They couldn't even stay. I said, they got to go. Pack them up. And he wanted to use my car to drive them back home. I said, no. I said, absolutely not. You're not using my car to drive them home. Send them on a freaking, they can either take an Uber or they can take a freaking ride share, but they are not getting in my car. Because this is disrespectful AF. This is craziness. Like, there was just no stopping with this lady. And then bring us to 2022 and she's still carrying on with the foolishness. With the foolish. Okay, with the foolishness. Still carrying on. But this has just been so, like, the drags that I gave her in 2022 were long overdue. Okay, because when I say maybe I held things down, I held it down. Okay, I held it the frig down. Didn't make too much fuss. And keep in mind that so much other stuff happened between that time and more recent. Like the situation with Noli. This lady asked me about 4 or 5 times if she could put baby oil on Nola's cradle cap, and I told her no every single time. And I said, I have a whole system. Wait till bath time, I'll show you. I go to work. I was in my nail room. I come out. Nola's head is covered in damn baby oil. Covered in baby oil. Ooh, child. I let her have it that day. And then, after I let her have it, I go upstairs and pray. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna hold you. I see a pattern here. So maybe I can get some understanding if I go to this adult woman and ask her, hey, what is this about? Because there's been a number of situations and scenarios where, as a mother, I have said, hey, can you do this or don't do this? And you did the opposite right in my face. And I don't understand it. And I see those same things popping up in my new family tree. So I just want to know what that's about. You know what I mean? Because obviously her son was very defiant like that too. And I see it trickling into the children, and I'm like, well, damn, if it's hereditary, I need to know now. So I be asking, so I go to her, after I finish praying, I go to her and I say, you know what? I'm not even mad. But I notice a pattern here over the years, and specifically pertaining to instructions that I've given you where the kids are concerned. And you'll like fight me on it. You'll argue with me. You'll do this, that, and the third. And she stonewalled. She stonewalled. And then tried to shut the conversation down. So she don't have an answer for me. Blah, 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 blah. Very, very defiant. And I thought the behavior was strange because I don't know anybody like that, right? Except for, you know, her child. So once I clocked it, I figured, you know what? I went to God and then I went to her. So I asked her and I just pointed out, and she don't like that I'm pointing it out, obviously, narc. So fast forward, that was the last time she was ever allowed at my house, because the reason that I had told her, which I didn't need to explain why I was saying no baby oil, was because I already did the baby oil and it made it worse. Okay. So then she put the baby oil on the baby's head and made it the frig worse. Okay. And I was just so mad because this is a newborn. This is a baby. And like, you need to respect the parents. So just for reference, this video was taken on June 4th, 2021. A couple days later, you're going to see how her head looked after that lady put the baby oil on, after I told her not to put the baby oil on. So the next pictures are from like the 11th to the 13th, I believe. Like, please look at this. The baby was rendered freaking bald, baby. Look at her. Bald. That was the last time I allowed her into our home. On top of other stuff that happened between her and her pickney and her and my mom while she was here. And then she went back home again and lied on my mama. I said, we not finna do this. We not finna do this. We are not doing this. No. So I was just like that. Like there was too many opportunities of forgiveness and grace extended. And like, I really tried to keep the peace when I was still with the other person. But then it got to a point where I was like, they don't like peace. I can see that now. I can see peace is just not in the, it's not on the menu, you know, it's not in the deck of cards. Like, it's just not in the, it's just not there. And I'm not going to fight for that anymore because it didn't make sense. So when I got to dragging the other day, it really can go back like to the very beginning. It really can go back to the very, 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 very beginning of the relationship. And so many stories I have not shared or cared to share, like, because they're just not relevant, or they weren't relevant at the time. But girl, if you know anybody like this in your life, don't waste your time. Okay? Don't waste your damn time. Because one thing about it is people like this never show growth. They never show growth. And I had invited her to my home on so many different occasions where her child was avoiding her like the plague, okay? I invited her like after I had Nola, because there was one time in particular that she came and it was just marvelous. It was the first time I'd ever experienced that from her. And I figured it was probably partially to do with her boyfriend. That's what we need to put in quotes. Boyfriend. Okay, that's what we need to put in quotes, not she was wrong. No, boyfriend. So that time that she came, it was like Wendell was like a fresh out the womb girl. Okay, like she was a super newborn. This is before the cradle cap incident. So she had come, and because it went so well, there was no drama between her and her child because they didn't interact, and then there was no drama elsewhere or otherwise. It was just a very peaceful time, and I was like, oh, this is so wonderful. And she can come back anytime. I was so happy to have her, girl. I made her about 50 nail sets and let her bring it home so that she could put on nails when she was gone to work or whatever. I made her so many nail sets. I just sat and I worked and I made her a bunch of nail sets for her to take with her. And then when I invited her back the next time was the baby oil incident. And I was like, there will be no more of this. But after that, before things started to get really ugly with me and Chucky, my kids would still talk to her regularly. Like they were talking to her more than they were talking to him. So my kids would talk to this lady really regularly. I had no issue with that until things started to get ugly with me and Chucky. And this lady started popping up out of the freaking woodworks with her foolishness online the first time. Then I had to drag her back then. And then, you know, she's behind the scenes doing the most. And then fast forward to the week of the new year starting. And she pulled that stunt. And so hopefully we laid her to rest because we don't have time for that. Like, we don't have time for that. There's been many times that I've had to like come out of my skin to meet people at the level of their understanding. Which I don't like to do. Like, I really don't like to do it like that. I really don't. It takes so much to get me hot. When I watched that video back, how angry I was. And rightfully so, because it's my kids we're talking about. When I watched that video back, I'm like gagged at how angry I was. And how I can just like reminisce on the day that actually happened. Like the call came in and I was so upset and I couldn't stop like shaking and I was cold and in disbelief and I gotta pick up my child. That day, I've never experienced an anger like that before. Like I always hear people going up about their kids and I go up for mine too, but like I've never experienced an anger like that before. That's like a mom's anger, like a bear or a lion. I think the caucasity and the audacity really just rubbed me the wrong damn way. Because you don't get to Karen. Because one thing I didn't ever freaking really address too was in the first video that I did, there was a comment that she had left that said she was not afraid of me anymore. Giving Home Alone. And I was like, that is the most microaggressive BS statement that a Karen could ever make. And I'm like, sat there like, when were you ever afraid of me? You were never afraid of me. If anybody was afraid, it was me of you. Okay? Like, I'm very cool, calm, and collected, baby. It's giving cucumber. So I've never given her energy to where she would be afraid of me. That was very racist. Like, it was crazy. There's never been a time that she would be afraid of me because we'd never been in any kind of conflict where she would need to be afraid of me. So her saying, I'm not afraid of you anymore, was crazy, okay? And very telling. As I do recall, one day she was mopping and I was coming off of the balcony and into the house while she was mopping because I needed to get something. I was doing my makeup on the balcony. And I came into the house and I was trying to tiptoe so that I didn't put like giant footprints in the mopping. You can wait, was the response. Now my wig is shifted, girl. She cussed me out, told me I could wait because I was trying to tiptoe to the room to get something, but I couldn't wait because I was doing makeup. I was at a step that I couldn't stop doing my makeup at. So she was always the one that was yelling at me. I'm like, what the hell are you afraid of me for, girl? I just be telling you not to do stuff. I don't be making you afraid of me. Like, that was crazy. And from that moment too, I was like, I'm not dealing with a regular demon. I'm not. So it's been an uphill battle with that lady, and I'm just glad that I don't have to deal with her ever again. Okay? Don't have to deal with her. ever again. And people, you don't deserve that. People, you don't deserve to be treated any kind of way by anybody's family members. I don't give a damn what the family member is, even your own damn family members. You can't just let people treat you any kind of way and you're just forever turning the other cheek, forgiving them, allowing them into your space. They constantly passed boundaries with me, and I constantly forgave them and allowed them back into my space because I felt like that was what was necessary. And also, that's just my body. Like, I'm literally just so forgiving. But it's a new year, new me is for real. Before I got to the end of last year, my boundaries that I set in place are not movable. Okay, so there was another time, I think I might have talked about this before too, probably in the first video. There's another time where the lady, after the baby oil incident, which from when she left that baby oil time, I didn't think it was bad blood there. Like, it wasn't bad blood because I had gone to her after and was like, I'm not even mad, I'm chilling. But, you know, I want to understand this. She went home and was lying, and then deleted my number and the text thread out her damn phone, and was trying to get pictures of my children and trying to get phone calls at that time through the person that would not text her back, which was her child, her son. And then also through her daughter, trying to get pictures and stuff of my kids, would not come to the mother that has them 24 hours a day because I worked from home. Was going through every other channel and avenue so she's always constantly been trying to eliminate me out the equation. If we look at the pattern and the history here, she's been trying to get rid of me, which I don't understand why. Is my coochie that ripped and got sewn back together, girl? Like, what in the world? Is my coochie? Like, this is just, it's so crazy to like actually like look at the facts and see how she's tried to remove me in some way or paint me in a bad light, whether it's to my own damn family members or to her child or whoever. It's always been that. And I've always ignored it. You know what I mean? But it really just erupted because it came to a place where I can't ignore it anymore. You know, what for? But imagine trying to talk to somebody's kids. You don't want to reach the mother of the children. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know, going through just jumping through hoops, trying to freaking get to the kids, talk to the kids, but doesn't want to access me. So her calling CAS is not really surprising because, well, she been trying to eliminate me. She been trying to get rid of me. So this is not, it really wasn't surprising. I wasn't surprised by the behavior. I was just highly annoyed. Anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. I guess this was like a little update and a story time and like a lesson, period. Okay, Narcissism 101. It starts at home with the parents, whether it's the mom narc or the dad narc. But the mom narcs and the sons together are usually the bigger issue. I love you all so much, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.